Hey, I checked out Emancipation starring Will Smith. That was inspired by a captivating story about a runaway slave who joins the Union Army during the American Civil War. The film is based on a true story, but with a Hollywood touch and a few extra scenes to make Peter's escape look more epic. Like that wild alligator fight scene and the final showdown he had with his overseer. Even though those scenes were well executed and hella entertaining, there's no record of either of those events going down. According to history, though, a slave named Peter escaped from the Lyons family plantation in Louisiana in 1863. To escape, he had to cross the South's thick swamps and creeks and rub onions on himself to mask his scent to avoid being tracked down by the Lyons family's bloodhounds. After 10 days on the run and making his way through 40 miles, he escaped to Baton Rouge to where a Union soldier camp was stationed. At the camp, Peter met doctors and a photographer who took a photo of his disfigured back that was covered in nasty scars caused by an overseer named Arteu Carrier that whipped him so badly he was bedridden and delirious for about 2 months, he claimed in a statement he made during his medical exam. Some historians believe that Arteu could have been a slave because of his name, and it was common for plantations to promote loyal black slaves to the position of overseer. And I could definitely imagine a coon on a power trip whipping the ish out of Peter, way worse than a white overseer would too. Peter never confirmed this, but according to him, when his master seen his injuries, he fired that overseer. The infamous photo became known as the Whipped Peter, and 3 months after the shocking photo started circling around the globe, a well-known journal called Harper's Weekly in New York during the Civil War reported a story about Peter, but they listed his name as Gordon and added additional unverifiable quotes and details to his story, which included him enlisting into the Union Army to combat the false narrative that slaves were being treated well in the South, and to show the horrors of slavery, which fueled the movement to end slavery. The film is based on Harper's Weekly's article about Gordon, but in the Emancipation flick, his name was Peter because of the Whip Peter photo. Many historians believe Harper's Weekly may have partially fabricated its story about Gordon to make it more influential. Many believe the infamous Whip Peter photo and Gordon's story are two different people for a number of reasons. For starters, the man in the Whip Peter photo and the other photos of the man listed as Gordon in the article look like different people. Also, Harper's Weekly's article about a runaway slave named Gordon who enlisted in the Union Army was published 3 months after Peter sat down for his medical exam and made his statement. The article also features unverifiable quotes by Gordon and states he escaped from Mississippi after being whipped on Christmas Day. But according to the notes from the medical exam in 1863, Peter claimed to have fled from the Lyons family plantation in Louisiana 2 months before Christmas Day. It's possible the article fabricated Gordon's story using Peter's photo and parts of his escape story to highlight the savage treatment slaves endured, to create a thrilling piece of propaganda that motivated free black people to join the Union Army, because That's exactly what happened, but there's no record of Peter joining the Union Army. Gordon's story was definitely hype enough for a huge Hollywood action thriller to be based on, though, and the Emancipation flick addressed this controversy by highlighting the fact that Peter did not escape alone. According to history, 3 other slaves made a run for it too, but one was captured and killed. The film made this more thrilling by showcasing more than one runaway slave getting dusted off and displaying that another slave named Gordon made it back to the Union camp as well. So the film indicates Gordon and Peter are 2 different people. Harper's Weekly article about Gordon indicates that he joined the Union Army after the Emancipation Proclamation gave free slaves the green light to do so, first as a guide, then eventually he enlisted into a U.S. Colored Troops Civil War unit. What the film didn't show was that he was captured by Confederate soldiers on an early mission as a guide and was tied up, beat down, and left for dead, but somehow survived and managed to escape back to Union lines. The film featured an epic Civil War scene that represented the siege of Port Hudson in Louisiana, where African American soldiers took the lead against the Confederates in 1863. In that battle, Gordon fought bravely as a sergeant. At the end of the film, Peter reconnected with his wife and children. The real Peter had a wife, but it's unconfirmed whether he had children or if he reconnected with her after the Civil War. It's also unknown how he lived out the rest of his life as a free man. This was a dope film. The atmosphere was dark and looked authentic, and the background music accompanied with the disturbing visuals of heads on pikes and hanging bodies gave it a horror movie vibe. The escape scene was also thrilling and well put together. Shout out to Will Smith. I'm gonna go ahead and run Emancipation 4 mics. Let me know what y'all thought about the film in the comments below. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure that you like and subscribe. I have movie related content dropping every week, so lock in with me by hitting that like and subscribe button, and I'm gonna get up with y'all in the next video, alright? All at me. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way